Old Hollywood wasn't just about glamorous movies. It was also home to some of the most iconic and unforgettable couples in entertainment history. These legendary pairs lit up the screen and captured the world's attention with their romances, both on and off set. So, here's a list of the top 10 iconic old Hollywood couples. 10. Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. Few celebrity romances were as fiery and as wild as the whirlwind affair between global icons Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. They quickly began an intense affair in 1949, while Sinatra was still married to his first wife, Nancy. After divorcing her, Sinatra married Gardner in 1951, and their marriage lasted 6 stormy years, quickly ending in 1957. Their relationship was famously passionate, filled with emotional highs and lows. According to families, friends, and fans, their fights were as fiery as their reconciliations. One particularly wild story claims that on the night they met, Sinatra shot out the lights and street lamps, while Gardner eagerly joined in by smashing the windows of a nearby storefront. This explosive start set the tone for their soon-to-be turbulent relationship. Gardner's free spirit and Sinatra's legendary temper made for explosive headlines, but despite their rocky marriage, they maintained a deep connection. Despite the chaos, they were deeply drawn to each other, with their romance marked by love, jealousy, and tempers. Even after their divorce, the two remained close, with Sinatra always maintaining a special place in his heart for Gardner. 9. Diane Carroll and Sidney Poiter's love story, though passionate, ultimately didn't have a happy ending. Their romance began while both were married. Carroll to Monty Kaye and Poiter to Juanita Hardy. A few years into their affair, Carroll divorced Kaye, but Poiter, despite his connection with her, hesitated to end his marriage for certain reasons. It wasn't until 1965 that Poiter finally divorced Hardy, but by then, the foundation of his relationship with Carroll had started to erode. Their love affair, which had once seemed promising, only lasted a few short years after his divorce. According to Carroll, Poiter asked her to live together for 6 months without her daughter, aiming to test their relationship in a more intimate setting. Carroll, however, was unwilling to separate from her daughter for such an extended time, and her refusal created a rift between them. Though their romance came to an end, both Poiter and Carroll went on to have successful careers and left a lasting legacy in Hollywood. Their relationship remains one of the most notable and bittersweet love stories of old Hollywood. 8. Joan Woodward and Paul Newman. When Paul Newman and Joan Woodward met in 1953, their chemistry was undeniable. Only a few on-screen lovers can do this. According to the docuseries The Last Movie Stars, the pair had an instant and intense attraction, one that set the stage for their enduring love story. Newman and Woodward married in 1958 and remained together for 50 years, until Newman's death in 2008. Throughout their marriage, they worked on numerous films together, balancing both a thriving professional partnership and a passionate romance. While their relationship may seem like a Hollywood fairy tale, they faced real struggles, particularly with Newman's battle with substance use disorder and the immense pressure of fame. Despite these challenges, their commitment to each other never wavered. They were able to navigate the ups and downs of life in the spotlight, proving that love in Hollywood doesn't have to end in heartbreak. Newman once famously said that Woodward brought him balance and peace, and their love story remains one of the most admired in Hollywood history. You can't find love like this anywhere else. 7. Clark Gable and Carl Lombard. On paper, they seemed like opposites. Clark Gable, the brooding dramatic leading man, and Carl Lombard, the queen of screwball comedies. Yet, together they formed one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Their love story, however, was as short-lived as it was tragic. The two first met in the early 1930s when both were in unhappy marriages. Stepping quickly into the relationship, Lombard ended her marriage in 1933. But Gable, though separated from his wife, kept their relationship under wraps until his divorce was officially settled. Finally, in 1939, they married. And by all accounts, their marriage was full of love, laughter, and joy. Tragically, their happiness was cut short when Lombard passed away in a plane crash in 1942 while returning from a World War II war bond tour. Gable was left heartbroken, reportedly never the same after her death. He joined the military shortly after her passing, and though he would remarry, he was said to have always carried a torch for Lombard. Their love story, filled with passion and heartbreak, remains one of the most iconic romances in Hollywood history. 6. Vivian Leigh and Laurence Olivier. The story of Laurence Olivier and Vivian Leigh is one of glamour and success, but also profound sadness. The two British actors met in 1936, while both were married to other people, but their connection was immediate. Love blossomed quickly, and by 1937, they began an affair that eventually led to their marriage in 1940. Together, they were a dazzling couple, both lauded for their immense talent and celebrated for their high-profile relationship. However, their marriage was plagued by circumstances beyond their control. Leigh, who was not diagnosed at the time, suffered from bipolar disorder and never received proper treatment for her condition. Her illness caused significant strain on their relationship, with her emotional instability and frequent episodes taking a heavy toll on both of them. Despite their deep love and shared professional success, the stress of Leigh's mental health struggles and the pressures of their careers proved too much to bear. After years of trials and tribulations, they divorced in 1960. Though their marriage ended, their time together left a lasting impact on both their lives and on Hollywood, as they remain one of the most memorable couples of their era. 5. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. A love so intense it resulted in not one but two marriages. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's affair was nothing short of legendary. They were one of Hollywood's most memorable couples. Taylor, known for her many marriages, found a match in Burton, who had a similar reputation for romantic entanglements. The two met on the set of Cleopatra, a grand production that mirrored the scale of their affair. Both were married at the time, but that didn't deter them from flaunting their relationship, much to the delight of the press. The media eagerly dubbed them Liz and Dick, and their whirlwind romance, along with their glamorous jet-setting lifestyle, captivated the public. Burton and Taylor starred in 11 films together, their on-screen chemistry fueling their off-screen drama. Their first marriage in 1964 was followed by a rocky relationship that saw them divorce in 1974. Yet, their connection proved too powerful to ignore, and they reconciled just a year later. Despite their efforts to rekindle their romance, their second marriage didn't last. Nevertheless, their love story remains one of the most talked about in Hollywood history, marked by its passionate highs and dramatic lows. 4. Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. When Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis first met in 1950, she was already an established star while he was just beginning his Hollywood journey. Their relationship quickly heated up, and they married in 1951, defying pressure from both their studios to reconsider. Despite their initial happiness, the marriage soon faced difficulties. Leigh grew frustrated with Curtis's behavior in public, while Curtis became suspicious of Leigh's alleged affair with co-star Bob Fosse. In response, Curtis began his own string of affairs, further straining their relationship. As Leigh's career continued to soar, Curtis's own professional progress stalled, leading to jealousy and tension between them. Their differences and growing discontent eventually led to their divorce in 1962. However, their union was not without its silver lining. They welcomed their daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis, who would go on to become an iconic scream queen in her own right. Despite their marriage ending, both Leigh and Curtis continued to make significant marks in Hollywood, with their daughter carrying on their legacy in the entertainment industry. Curtis and Leigh's legacy extended beyond their own star power, as they were the parents of one of Hollywood's most beloved modern actresses, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie inherited both her parents' talent and charisma. Though Curtis and Leigh's marriage ended when she was young, Jamie Lee has often spoken about how their fame impacted her, shaping her understanding of Hollywood's highs and lows. 3. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz may not have had a lasting marriage, but their relationship made a lasting impact on television history that no one could replace. The duo starred in the groundbreaking sitcom I Love Lucy, where Arnaz and Ball portrayed Ricky and Lucy Ricardo, a beloved TV couple who entertained audiences across America for 6 years. Their partnership was unconventional for its time, particularly given Ball's determination to cast Arnaz, who was Cuban, as her on-screen husband. As the first interracial couple on TV, they broke barriers and redefined television with their production company, Desilu Productions. Behind the scenes, their marriage was fraught with challenges, from Desi's infidelity to the pressures of running a business together. Despite the prevailing norms that rarely featured interracial couples on television, Ball fought hard for this representation, paving the way for greater diversity in the media. While their marriage ultimately didn't stand the test of time, ending in divorce in 1960, Ball and Arnaz maintained a deep friendship and mutual respect until the end of their lives. Their innovative work together on I Love Lucy not only shaped the future of television, but also showcased their enduring ability to blend humor and heart, leaving a legacy that continues to influence comedy and entertainment today. 2. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. When Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn met during the filming of Woman of the Year, in 1942, they quickly developed a deep connection. But despite the intensity of their romance, Tracy remained married to Louise Treadwell at the time. Although he and Treadwell were effectively living separate lives by the 1940s, Tracy, a devout Catholic, refused to officially divorce her. Despite the complexities of their personal lives, Tracy and Hepburn affair continued passionately until Tracy's death in 1967. Throughout their relationship, they made 9 films together, each one highlighting their electric chemistry. Their performances were infused with a genuine affection and connection, making it clear to audiences just how deeply in love they were. Their relationship, though kept private, was as captivating as their on-screen collaborations. Hepburn famously cared for Tracy in the final years of his life, and while their relationship was unconventional, it remains one of the most iconic and deeply respected love stories in Hollywood history. 1. Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. The connection between Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart wasn't immediate, at least not for Bacall. At just 19 years old, she found herself working with the 43-year-old Bogart on the set of To Have and Have Not. Bacall was understandably nervous on her first day, but Bogart's kindness and support helped her feel at ease. From that moment on, their bond grew, and they reportedly acted like schoolchildren around each other. Their relationship faced significant hurdles. The age difference was notable, and Bogart was in a troubled marriage at the time. Despite these challenges, their love persevered. The couple went on to make several films together, each project showcasing their undeniable chemistry. They finally married in 1945, forming a bond that became the envy of Hollywood. Their marriage endured through the trials of fame and personal difficulties, until Bogart's tragic death in 1957. Bacall often spoke of him as the love of her life, and their partnership remains a timeless symbol of true Hollywood romance. If you like this video, do not forget to share and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments who surprised you in this list of the top 10 iconic old Hollywood couples.